So, seeing something my friend tweeted, um, I can't help but just feel bad for her. That looking back at this tweet made me think about how my past has been when it comes to something. I'm not going to share what my friend posted by all means, but I'm going to discuss something that I think should be discussed because it made me think back on mine and general itself. Um, and that being my relationship with my father, my biological father. Now, there's a story that goes with this. If anybody who knows me outside of YouTube, they know I have nothing to do with my father. I absolutely hate my father. I hate his guts. But some of you who watch my videos don't know why. Why do I hate him? Why is there a reason why I hate his guts, and everything? And now you're probably thinking, you saw the title. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this. And there's a story, as I said, go with it. Now some of you are also gonna probably think, what does this have to do with reminiscing with your friend? As I said, that's her. If she wants to share that, that's her say. But the reason why I'm also making this video is not only to explain why I hate his guts, is that maybe some people out there are going through the same problems. Having it where a family member might be abusive to them, or maybe they don't have that certain father figure in their life. I want to share my side of what I feel when it comes to it and give some advice if that would be the case. So, to begin said story, we would have to go all the way back before I was born, the day before to be exact. My dad decided to leave my mother before I was born and literally used the following quote, which he has done with multiple women nowadays, which shows you he can't be father of the year. That quote being that kid is not my son. He uses that with any women, believe me, besides my mother, because that's been his go-to line with anybody he knocks up. I say knocks up because it's a little more PG, but not really. Anybody who knows me, I'm very un-PG, but hey. And the thing is that me growing up, when I was born, I did not know who was my dad at all. I knew it wasn't my sister's dad because, she was, had it where she was kind of treated like a princess, if you will, when it came to him. With me, that was kind of the different story. I can't say he didn't like me. It was just he treated me more differently, and that's his, thing and all that. But I remember exactly how this went down. I think of course, this is back when I was a kid. I might not remember it fully. Um, I remember asking my mom about my father, and she said, "Did you want to go see him? Meet him, basically." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Of course, me nowadays, I would have smacked my younger self over the head and be like, "No." Because this is where the story gets to start. I get to start to meet my father and find out he doesn't consider me his son. So here's the whole story behind this. Okay, so first time meeting him, he not only doesn't consider me his son, he lives with his girlfriend, and he has a kid with this girlfriend. My mom always says it's not their kid, but it seems like what he likes to go off record with, so that's why I always say it. And it's where he calls this kid his real son. And again, this is where I would smack younger me over the head and say, yeah, see, he doesn't care. Of course, I was young back then, didn't know any better. And it had gotten to the point where me and his son were horsing around one day. We're just, two young kids horsing around, having fun, right? And I'm standing on a rug. And, my sock's a little bit loose, like halfway off my foot, right? And I have it where I think, yeah, it was the rug that starts to, kind of move. And I'm, tripping a bit because I'm on my sock, halfway on. I accidentally have it where I try to grab onto him, but instead of grabbing on, I accidentally deck him. I don't mean to. I was trying to grab onto him to catch my balance. And the thing was, is my dad sees this. He clearly seen I was falling and I was tripping. Doesn't bother, to acknowledge that. Sees that I had decked the guy. And grabs me by my throat. Keep in mind, I'm about 6, maybe 7 at this time. And decides to grab me, raise me up against a wall. And these walls and floors are hardwood floors, not like the ones that I got here in the house. If anybody's known me, they know that I've got hardwood floors, but they aren't coated. The ones at his place were coated. And he says the following, and I quote, as he has me against this wall, on literally both hands by my throat, saying, and I quote, "Don't do that again." Now, here's the thing. You'd think that would have been the wake-up call for me. But it wasn't. What happened afterwards should have been, but it wasn't as well. Because after I say yes, he proceeds to let me go. Keep in mind, I'm 6 or 7 years old, and this man literally just dropped me in the back of my head. Hits hardwood floor. How do you think that feels? I'll tell you how it feels. Not good. Now, you think that would have been the wake-up call, right? Because considering I'm a little bit high up in the air and he drops me and I hit back of my head and he's trying to, not only be physical, but, he's trying to play psychological warfare with me because, he's trying to say not to do it again, Well, it was where, I think month, maybe 2 goes by after that. And I haven't even told my mom what happened that day. And it was where, as I said, a month or 2 goes by and him and his girlfriend are getting into a fight. Bad enough that the cops were called. And after that, I had never heard higher hair from him. Not a word. It's basically where I want to say by then I was in, I want to say first grade, maybe second. I could be wrong. And it was just where I had no word from him. I didn't know what was going on, right? And by the time I had gotten out of elementary school, fully got that done. From, second grade to third, fourth, fifth, I was getting ready to go to middle school. Never heard higher hair from him. Middle school starts, and I remember this, exactly how it went. I was leaving my sister's dad's place. It's at an apartment complex, right? And it's where I'm talking with a friend as I'm heading up back to my place. I haven't left the apartment complex that my sister's dad lives at. And I hear someone say my name. I go to turn around. There's my dad standing on one of the apartment complex patios. Mouthful, you can see why I got mixed up there. And I'm like, oh Lord. Because here's the thing. I was told not to engage him by my mom. because, I had learned from that possibly even not folding. And I'm thinking, one or two things. It's either A, I talk to him and, go back behind my mom's word, or B, I ignore him and then he tries to yell at me and something goes on. I'm thinking to myself, what do I do? I had to think for my well being. And I'm like, I tell my friend, I'm saying, hey, go on ahead, I'll catch up with you later. So I go turn around, I'm facing my sister, not my sister's dad, my dad. See, I'm getting mixed up now. And it's where I'm talking to him, his girlfriend, which, by the way, same girlfriend from when I was little. They're back together. And it's where we're cooking. They asked me if I wanted some. I'm like, no problem. I'm not a guy to pass for a meal. It was barbecue chicken. I'm like, hey, something, right? And we got done eating, and he looks up at me and he says, I want to see you again. Now, here's the thing. Of course, I should have said no. Me being me, because of, what he's done in the past. However, I didn't say yes or no. I said, let me talk with my mom about it, see what we go from there. Well, the thing is that he didn't take that kindly. Instead, he sends the girlfriend up there with me. And now, keep in mind that, he's wanting to have it where he wants to see me, but yet he's kind of forcing my hand, you know. And not only is he forcing my hand, he's forcing my mom's hand, bringing the girlfriend up to talk to her for him while he stays at the house. So everything was set. We started seeing each other again a good couple months. I want to say almost a full year. And I had it where 1 week I didn't go down there for a good couple days because I had some stuff going on and everything. And it was just where I couldn't make it down there, I want to say one day out of that week I go down there. I forget which day it was exactly. And I go to knock on the door, right? And I hear his girlfriend answer. It says, who is it? She hasn't opened the door or anything, right? And I said, it's Dylan. Here's the response I get. Oh, your dad doesn't live here anymore. So there were two things wrong here. One, they got into a fight again. So that's a thing. And two, he left not even telling me a thing. So you could tell how I felt that day. As I'm leaving out that apartment complex, she walks out onto the patio area. And she says, he didn't tell you? I looked right up at her and I said, no. I didn't even know. I thought he was still here. So, yeah, there was that. And now we go into the end of middle school, going into high school. And me, my mom, sister are all living together with my soon-to-be stepdad at the time, They didn't tie the knot back then. Of course, it was out of when I was out of high school. And it was where my stepdad, Matt, or soon-to-be stepdad, I forget where he was at the time. I think my sister was out hanging out with some friends. And it was just me and my mom at our house. And I was about to go head upstairs, and I hear my mom say, Dylan, can you come here for a minute? I'm like, okay, yeah, no problem. So I go back past the staircase to go to where she is on the desktop. Funny story about that desktop. That was the one I used to have. Keyword I say used to have because I got rid of it finally. New one, which make another video about that that I got. hopefully sometime soon. Still gotta find all the stuff that goes with it. I mean, well, I can't say goes with it. It's more of that I used to have, and everything. Like OBS, I could easily find, but that's another video for another topic. Like I was saying, it was where she was on that, and she goes to turn around and looks at me and says, "Dylan, I got a message from your dad. He wants to see you again." Now, you know how they say, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me? There was no third time with me. I looked right at my mom and I said, "Mom, pardon my language, but fuck him. Tell him hell no." So it was by the time that I hit high school, I was starting to mature and know better from right and wrong. It was where he had never really cared for me. It was obvious when I was a little kid, he never did. And then in middle school, he tried to patch that, only for him to be a total dick again because he leaves and doesn't even bother to tell me. So that is a thing. And to this day, I still have nothing to do with him. I don't even consider him my father. And quite frankly, he may have it where we both share the DNA, and everything. May share blood, everything. But no, I don't consider him my father. My stepdad is hell of a better father figure, and that's saying something. And this message is straight to said father. You know who you are. I'm pretty sure that someone's going to send you this video. How does it feel knowing that your own flesh and blood is calling your ass out? Because the fact is this. I have had it where I have met a lot of people because of your stupidity. I have met people that are people you've also knocked up and ran off when it came to that. I have met siblings I didn't even know I had because of you leaving them. And I have friendships because of that. I have bonds when it comes to that. I have it where I have mutual respect for them. You, not so much. That respect left after you kept hurting me and leaving me. So now, back to my little story. Why having it where this be a thing? Why did I just pour my heart and soul out about my abusive father, how he's tried to literally physically hurt me, but also mentally? But not only that, have it where he was never around. Why pour that out onto the internet? Because I know there's a lot of people out there nowadays having it where it is rough to maybe not even have a father figure in your life, or maybe someone that you know that is feeling that void, but is either abusive, who uses you, or hell, quite frankly, has it where they're not even parent of the year. I want someone to approach me with this. Now, what do I mean by that? As I said, there are people out there that are probably feeling the same thing. I always leave my social medias down in the description below all the time. If you are ever feeling that way, if you're feeling like the world is out to get you, like there's no hope, no light at the end of the tunnel because of this, I'm here to tell you that's different. There is a light at the end of that tunnel. There is hope. You are somebody. As I said, I always leave links down in the descriptions to my social medias. If anybody needs somebody to talk to when it comes to this, doesn't matter if you're male, female, transgender, gay, les, the list goes on. I'm here. I'm always been here. I'll gladly talk to you. I'm here to help because I've been there. I know what it's like. I see people nowadays, like my friend that I mentioned earlier. She had it rough growing up. And I just can't help but feel bad for her. I've had it where I've always told her I've had her back. And I know that stuff happened in the past before I met her. But I just can't help but feel sorry for her. I don't want people to feel like her. Feel hurt. Feel sad. Disappointed. Because they have it where they're being abused. Or being physically scarred or mentally scarred because of some people. I would be glad to talk to people. Glad to help people out. Which is why I'm making this video. Why I just poured my heart out. Why I talked about my past. Is because I would gladly help people. Over the years, people grow up and they mature. Unfortunately, not everybody does. Some people have it where they think they can have it where they can get some woman pregnant, but then before they're born, walk away from it. They could think that they could abuse somebody and get, away with it. Not on my watch. I'm here to help, which is why this video was made. As I said, links in the description. As always, I'm out of here. Till the next video. Peace.